Okay. Yep. So good morning, everyone. Okay. Today's topic will be on data storytelling with Lucas Studio. And before I go into the topic, let me introduce myself first. Okay. Saya Lubatra Ramaya. I'm a visualization specialist kat Awantech. So I mainly do data analysis and data visualization here. So almost daily, I'll be using Lucas Studio at work. So that's why I'm here today, actually, to share some of my experience and knowledge about Lucas Studio itself. All right. So let's go into what are the topics that we'll share, the agenda that we'll be sharing on today's module. Okay. First, okay, storytelling with data. So first we'll see like what is data is and how do we actually do a storytelling with data. All right. And then later we'll look into actually what is Lucas Studio and some of like the introduction on Lucas Studio and up into Lucas Studio and later on the features of Lucas Studio, like what actually Lucas Studio can do. And after explaining on the features and what actually Lucas Studio is, we'll go into a demo. All right. So how to use Lucas Studio and how easy and interactive Lucas Studio is. And later, end of the session, we'll open for a question. So you all can shoot me with all of your questions. All right. So when we say data storytelling, sorry, uh, data storytelling, right? With Lucas Studio, what actually storytelling is? All right. So what are the mandatory thing yang kita perlu ada to do a storytelling? So actually, first thing is data. All right. So you all have to like think uh, whether do we collect data or not. All right. So if we are collecting data, then how do we actually move forward, or how do we create insights and make use of the data yang kita collect tu? Alright, what would be the next step lepas kita collect data? Okay, it's sorting. Okay, so sorting tu how? Example, you ada data of all the projects that you do within your organisation ataupun agency itself. Okay, so the next thing, lepas you collect data tu, how do you do sorting? Sorting tu you buat as in like, okay, let's say there's like a group of project kan, project A sampai project Z lah. Okay, so that means the sorting, you kumpul all the data by project. Project A, project B, project C, macam tu. Alright, and then after doing the sorting, kita arrange the data pula. So how do you arrange, like example project A kan? So project A, okay, what are the tasks under project A? What are the things under project A? So yang tu we group by category. Lepas kita sorting by category, and then within the category, how do we arrange? Number 1, number 2, number 3, and so on. Okay, that's the arrangement kita buat. Lepas buat the arrangement, actually you present it visually. Like so that means you arrange them properly, and then you do a like a showing, kind of like a doing a reporting. All right, reporting to, okay, example project A, this happened, and then followed by project B up to project Z. Alright, so this is the reporting yang kita buat. Lepas buat reporting, the final is actually explain with the story. Like there is when like your storytelling comes in. Alright, so it's like from the data that you have collected, you actually creating a story out of the data. So how do you create? So example, like you basically you create stories in order to explain the data that you have collected to your higher management. Okay, so to your higher management, you actually create a story like apa yang you nak actually present, what you want to deliver, what you want to focus into that particular strategic and also the line that is what you have to create in your storytelling. So basically, storytelling with data start with data. Okay, the main thing is start with the data. So when we say start with data, right? How many of you are like, okay, how many of us knows like, okay, are we whether really utilizing the data? Okay, if you notice, as of February 2019, research done by HBR, okay, it says that data analytics remain untapped. So that means the data that they have collected, it's not being used at all. Alright, so yang data analytic remain unused tu, dia bagi tahu like 69% actually not created a data-driven organization, and 71% have mentioned that they yet to start the data culture. Alright, so we can see there's about like 70% there. It's actually yet to start the data culture. That's why we are here to explain how Google can help you with this. Okay, that's when Google Cloud actually comes into a place in order to show you here like how we can modernize your organization to your data analytics. All right. So how do we do that? In Google, we have Looker Studio. Looker Studio is actually a interactive dashboard. Okay, it's a visualization tool where you can actually create an interactive dashboard with no cost. As in, like it's actually a free visualization tool. So where you can actually connect semua data kat Looker Studio and you will create your interactive dashboard and present to your client ke ataupun your higher management in order to make a business decision. Alright. So let's look into let's watch a small short video on what is Looker Studio is.
In 1 minute, and I'll show you how Looker Studio can put your data to work, giving you powerful exploration and visualization tools to tell stories with your data. You can think of Looker Studio as that all-in-one power adapter that lets you charge any device in your household. It can take in energy, which you can think of as data, and then use that energy to power any device, like reports. Looker Studio connects to many different sources, allowing you to quickly pull ads data, SQL databases, BigQuery tables, and sheets into its processing and transformation tools. A strong query language, along with useful functions, allow you to build metrics and dimensions for reporting and visualizing. When you're ready to share your conclusions, Looker Studio is ready with you, with graphs, charts, pivot tables, shapes, and dynamic controls for customizing all your data. To get started quickly, you can import data from Google Ads, Analytics, YouTube, BigQuery, or just pull in a CSV or sheet. You can quickly invite others to view or edit along with you and embed the reports you make inside websites, presentations, or blog posts. Looker Studio is free. This levels the business intelligence playing field, all fueled by the power of Google Cloud. So go ahead, unite your data sources, explore and transform, tell impactful stories that help illuminate trends. And next time you're looking to do data analysis or business intelligence, take a minute to look at Looker Studio. To learn more, go to lookerstudio.google.com.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you for playing the video, Shira. Alright. Okay. So from the video, you all have like a gist of what is Looker Studio is. After this, kita akan pergi, we'll look into like what's actually Looker Studio is a bit detailing. Alright. Okay. So Looker Studio, as I mentioned, it's a visualization tool, right? So how it's actually helpful is it will make every decision data driven. So as in like it will actually will make your life easier in order to make a business decision. Alright, what's actually Looker Studio does? So it's actually will turn your data into an informative dashboard where you can create an interactive dashboard, and it'll be fully customized, where like you can actually arrange how you want to do the storytelling. As I mentioned earlier, let's say you want to present to your higher management kan. So masa you nak present higher management to your higher management, so you will have like a particular goal ke agenda nak present. So yang untuk agenda tu, how you want to articulate your data ataupun your storytelling. So actually Lucas Studio will be very useful in order to do that, and maybe you can impress your audience with Lucas Studio. How before we actually show how to use Lucas Studio, so I can actually boleh explain on like what are the features Lucas Studio ada. Alright, so it mentioned like Lucas Studio has 800 plus data set can be connected. So there's like over 800 plus 800 lebih data source you boleh connect directly kepada Lucas Studio. So you don't really have to have like a data warehouse ke apa in between. So if let's say you ada data kat on-prem, you actually can connect directly dengan Lucas Studio in order to visualize your data dalam in a dashboard. Alright, and it's actually share and collaborate in real time. So whatever data you connect kepada Lucas Studio, you can actually see all those data in a more like you visualize in a more attractive way, like dalam bar chart ke, line chart ke, all kind of charts and image in real time. And you boleh actually share this particular report with anyone, just sharing the link of the dashboard itself. Alright, and mentioning again, it's actually a free at no cost. Like Lucas Studio is a free tool where you don't really have to invest any money. So for a start, you maybe just can share and connect your sample data to Lucas Studio and just give it a try, and how to to see how Lucas Studio works. Alright, so let's look into like how actually Lucas Studio process works. Okay, first thing yang tu connect. Okay, connect to like example you have your data source kan. So data source, there's as I mentioned tadi, ada 800 lebih data source. So sample of the data source would be Excel. The simple data set would be Excel sheet kan. So maybe whenever we have like so many system kat organization, tapi masa kita export out data tu, we will do a simple Excel CSV export, right? So that CSV file, yang Excel file tu, kita boleh directly load kepada Lucas Studio and start creating your dashboard and visualization. So one of the sample data source would be Excel, and maybe you ada there's other data source would be Google Drive, Facebook, Web Analytics, and so on. So once you have your data in your source, the second step would be process. Process to involve data sanitization, data cleanup, and how you nak actually want to analyze your data semua. Macam mana you nak visualize data tu. So before visualize tu, you kena analyze dengan clean up data semua kan. So that's involve the process. Lepas the process is where you actually connect dengan your visualization tool, where Lucas Studio comes into place, and you visualize semua data in charts. Lepas you have created the storytelling within the visualization tool, here where you use Lucas Studio, then you boleh share it, the dashboard, the visualization tool with your people yang you nak share. Like example, your peer ataupun your higher management where you want to share your story with. Okay, so this is a very high level of like how the process works. So let's go in detail a bit on how the process works. As I mentioned, first connect your data then. So previously I explained about some of the data source, which is Excel, Facebook, Google Drive, data in Google Drive and all. So there's additional sources that I would like to share. We also can connect SaaS apps like Salesforce, Zendesk and all directly to Lucas Studio, and other transactional DB macam MySQL, Postgres, MS SQL, data dalam all these SQL DB servers, you can actually connect to Lucas Studio directly. And there's SAP, Oracle's like a business planning tools also can be directly integrated to Lucas Studio, and also not but last but not least, like it's web analytic tools like Google Analytics, where you have your web analytics management tools to Looker Studio as well. All right, but then here I would like to explain about a bit on BigQuery. BigQuery is actually a heart of Google Cloud Platform, where actually BigQuery serve as a data warehouse untuk Google Cloud Platform, where you actually boleh dump semua data yang you ada dalam BigQuery. BigQuery will serve as a data warehouse where it actually can store, backup, and encrypt your data, all your sources and data in a structured form. And this will help you to analyze your data as well, and then later to visualize into Looker Studio. Let's say you don't want to go into BigQuery, you don't want to actually involve BigQuery, you boleh juga connect directly to Looker Studio on all your sources. Lepas you connect your to Looker Studio and you have visualized your data, then that's where like how do you deliver? There's like a few steps, okay, few way of delivering your data. So web interface where you actually visualize your data and export your visualizations. You can actually download the report in a PDF form and you will share with your team or higher management, or you even can embed the report dalam, let's say you have like a portal, organization portal, you boleh juga embed your visualization dashboard dalam website, company website. And also you can create a schedule delivery. Example, you have created this dashboard and then you nak actually share with your team ataupun with your organisation monthly ataupun nak send weekly report. So you boleh juga create a schedule delivery saying like weekly nak send this particular page ataupun the whole report itself to this people. You even can schedule the delivery. And REST API is like you just can copy the link of the report and share it with the people wherever you want to share it. Like just share the link sahaja and that person can actually access to the link. Alright. So as I mentioned, previously I include BigQuery dalam proses tu kan. So why I include BigQuery is BigQuery works better together with Looker Studio. So why I say so is actually when you connect your data source dalam BigQuery and then BigQuery to Looker Studio, actually it will be faster in responding your data dalam Looker Studio. Masa you refresh ataupun you actually pilih do some filtering semua, it actually will be responding faster. Where example from your data source is actually you dapat data real time. Okay, it will be updated every 1 hour, let's say. So tapi if let's say you connect your data source direct to Looker Studio, not using BigQuery, it's actually you need to do some manual work, like macam you kena download data, latest data, maybe whenever you require it, okay? But then if let's say you guna BigQuery in between, so when you create a connection to your data source to BigQuery, it's actually there's only one time you can create the connection. Lepas tu, every time your sources update with the latest data, it will be auto updated dalam BigQuery, and then this BigQuery akan auto update the data to Looker Studio. So example, like whenever there's data updated every hour dalam source, let's say you are using MySQL, okay? So every hour there's a new data pumping to MySQL. So when you connect your data to BigQuery, it will be the data will be auto updated to BigQuery every hour, and masa you refresh Looker Studio, your dashboard, it will also be updated with the latest data. And when you have like a connection to BigQuery, Looker Studio actually can query nested data. When we see nested data, right? Nested data is actually example. You ada data macam by category. Okay, under category there's also a product category, and then product category drill down to SKU level. This is called like nested data. So this nested data, you actually, if let's say you connect it direct kepada Looker Studio from your source, you kena buat lots of cleanup. But then when you connect to BigQuery dulu and then BigQuery connect kepada Looker Studio, you actually don't have to do a lot of manual cleaning up. It will be directly will be easier for you to just query the nested query. You just need to play around with your SQL query in order to uh, analyze those data. All right, and an advantage of like having BigQuery is you can do a BigQuery ML into Looker Studio, where actually you boleh buat forecasting and prediction. Example, you ada last 5 years punya sales data, alright, and you actually when you connect sources to Looker Studio, you only can see what's the trend and performance throughout the last 5 years. Tapi if let's say you connect kepada BigQuery and the BigQuery connecting to Looker Studio is where like you will have like possibilities of creating a ML model where you boleh buat a prediction and forecasting for like sales for next 5 years. Example, you have like last 5 years punya sales and you boleh focus untuk next 5 years, like how's the trend and berapa banyak like cost yang kita akan spend, the spending trend for next 5 years and all, or 5 years ke 10 years or 3 months, last quarter, all these kind of things. When we have the connection, we have the process with BigQuery juga. Alright, so there's a lot of additional features we can look into, explore on when we connect to BigQuery to the Looker Studio as well. Alright, so if let's say and once we have seen the process wise, okay, let's go through benefits of Looker Studio. As I mentioned, Looker Studio boleh create interactive dashboard where you actually click on one chart, the rest of the charts in the page will be interactive. Like example, you click on one particular data, the whole page will actually respond based on what you have selected. So we can actually go in detail, and I can demo you how it works later part of the presentation on this. All right, and as I mentioned earlier, it can connect. There's no data limitation connections for this. Okay, you can connect over 600 to 800 over data source directly to Looker Studio, and later you can share your data storytelling with how you have created your visualization with others by just sharing the link to the dashboard. Okay, these are the sample dashboard. So example that we built within Looker Studio. Example, you boleh create a filter and drop downs like apa you nak share dengan your client or the higher management, and with the numbers and with the type of charts, example like line chart, bar chart, pie chart, and also we have like map chart, like by location you can actually show like how it actually works. Alright, this is a sample of other dashboard as well within Looker Studio. So you can custom make like how you want to make your story, and also on the design part as well. Alright, so here we'll look into the sample dashboard first. Then I'll show you how the Looker Studio interface look like and how you actually can connect data source and all. Okay, so this is sample dashboard of one of the sample dashboard that we made created for a university on their student enrollment. All right, so first I'll just show you how's it's just a 3-page dashboard. Okay, so first page is student enrollment overview. So here you can see kita ada line chart, pie chart, bar chart, and map chart, and also the numbers. So on the theme and layout semua, it's all custom made, so you can actually change according to how you want. Example on this page kan, if let's say this shows yearly enrollment trend. So from we have like 3 years data from 2021 up to 2023. Let's say now kita nak tengok only 2023. How's the enrollment of 2023? So when we actually move the cursor to the chart, you boleh tengok okay untuk year 2022 ada 167 orang yang enroll to this university. Example, let's say kita nak tengok only year 2023, berapa banyak student yang enroll untuk university ni. So I just gonna click on this particular thing. The whole page will be changing according to the selection that I made. Nampak tak? So here 297. So from 297 you boleh tengok, okay, for degree how many people has enrolled, diploma how many student, foundation how many student, and this ramai student ni berapa banyak laki, berapa banyak perempuan. So you boleh tengok 46% from the 297 are male, and then 53.9% are female. So from here you can make insights of more female student has enrolled to the university. And also when we mention 152 student yang enrolled to degree kan, so whether their enrollment by qualification, how many of them from A level have done A level, how many of them straight direct from STPM, and also how many of them direct finishing after O level. And this numbers also kita boleh tengok by country, how many of them are from Singapore, how many of them have enrolled by country from Pakistan, Malaysia, Indonesia, and so on. Let's say I just nak drill down. Lepas I drill on the total number of students as enrolled, I just nak click on berapa ramai from Malaysia. So when I click on Malaysia, this okay, berapa ramai from Malaysia itself, you can see how many of them. So yeah, now you can see there's 173 students from Malaysia, right? So the whole dashboard is actually changed to 173 students. So from Malaysia, you boleh tengok 80 male as enrolled and 93 females. And then in the map chart, you can see there's by state. So I can also enlarge the chart, and you can see, okay, 50 of them enrolled dari Selangor. There's also a student from Pulau Pinang, Kedah, and Kelantan. Alright. So this map chart is also have a drill down by state level. So we have this level of drill down for the dashboard. Alright. So this is how we actually can create an interactive dashboard with Looker Studio itself. Alright. So you can, there's other page as well. Okay, maybe I just can present so there's a student demographic overview and also student invoice management, where we have like a table chart and also pie chart and also bar charts, the stack columns and all. It's just you have to create a story based on what you actually want to present to your client or your audience. Alright. And we have like this filter. Kat sini this dashboard I just guna date filter saja. But you also can add more filters. Maybe I can show you later on what sort of filters that you can add and how you actually can add filters and all. Alright. Other features is actually, let's say, as I mentioned, let's say you want to download the report. You just have to click on the arrow next to share icon. Click on download report. You see you can download as a PDF. You can actually download all pages of the dashboard ataupun just selected pages from the dashboard. You just can pick like which page you want to download. So let's say I want to download all pages. So I click on all pages and then I tekan download je. And then while it preparing to download, I can show you other features as well. So as I mentioned, kita boleh, okay, it's already been downloaded. Let's say, okay. So lepas you click on download, this is how the download of the dashboard looks like. Okay, downloaded report. So this report you actually can easily share with people in email,
ataupun just the document itself in Google Drive ke via email to anyone, any of your viewer or people that you want to share. Alright. Okay, and also let's say you want to create a scheduled delivery. Example like macam tadi I mentioned kan, like you can actually share with people, like example you nak share weekly ke monthly on a report. So you just need to go to click on the arrow next to the share icon, click on schedule delivery. Alright, you just kena type who do you want to share this report to, and then and you also can select all pages or specifically one or two pages that you want to share, and then bila you nak share and the time and whether it daily ke monthly ke weekly ke ataupun you boleh custom make how you want to share the report and save the changes. And also you can also even create a filter, like example you only show last month of your report ataupun the whole page or just last year, or this kind of filters to your report, and just make click save to save the changes. Alright, and let's say you nak share just the link, you click on get a link to the report, you just copy the link and then share it, like example like nak share in WhatsApp ke ataupun you have a chatbot, you just nak share it during the Skype chat, Google Meet chat, you know, and also you want to share it in email also, you just copy and paste the link over there to share it with people. So once I have actually earlier I copied the link, right? So I want to paste it here. I just paste the link here and click enter. You will be able to see the dashboard. See? You can see the dashboard, right? So this is how you actually share with people. So I'll just delete the page. Okay, and also let's say you just want to share the link to people. So you click on share and then you add your sesiapa yang you nak share, example like with your organization. Okay, let's say I want to share to Shira. Okay, so I just click on people I want to share, and then I actually click on whether I want to make them editor ataupun viewer. So what's the difference between editor dengan viewer is, viewer boleh just see the dashboard tapi dia tak boleh usik any data ke, or how's the dashboard visualization of the dashboard and all. So if editor, they have control over the dashboard where they boleh change the visualization and also the content of the dashboard itself. And lepas you actually have choose, you just click on send in order for them to give the access to the dashboard. So now actually Shira would have a viewer access to the dashboard itself. Alright. So these are some features, and then like example, okay, let's say if I have like now I have an editor access, so I just click on edit in order to edit the dashboard. So I click on this pie chart. I nak tukar just chart jadi kepada bar chart, let's say. I just can click on this tag column ke bar chart in order to change so the chart type. Okay, so this is some of the visualization chart type that we have within Looker Studio. It's not limit to this. Kita juga, okay, I think I make it bigger. Alright, so we have like other charts also. These are the some charts, and also it's not limited to only this type of chart. We also have community visualization where we can explore on third-party charts. We can create a speedometer chart, waterfall chart, gun chart. You know, there's so many other charts and all. Or Looker Studio. Alright, you just can create anything. Like you can just click on those things. Example, I click on speedometer. Okay, it will load to create that particular chart. Okay. Alright. This is speedometer. With those type, this chart you can actually drag and pull and drag the particular metrics you nak tunjuk and create a visualization based on the data itself. I can show in detail nanti with a uh, new interface of the dashboard. Okay. Alright. So and also let's say you can create more dashboard, and this is add a control means like example like macam I bagi tahu tadi, like sekarang I have only date filter, right? So it's not limit to only date filter. You have actually can create a drop down, fixed size list, input box. Like example, you create and then you can have your client to just type sahaja what sort of like search they want to do. Alright, and this is also you can upload pictures. Like example, like here you nak tambah logo of your organization. So you save the logo and just click from upload from computer, or you can just paste the link to your logo and in order to create the logo. And this is like text. You actually can create a text, like type whatever you wanna like show in your dashboard. And this is like a state. Example, like here we have like rectangle and circle, and this is theme and layout. So as I mentioned, like you can customize your theme and layout. So kat sini I pilih yang ni. There's other theme and layout for you to customize on your dashboard itself. Like you see, when I click the whole page, the dashboard change on the theme. Alright, so it's not limit to this particular theme and layout saja. You also can click on your, let's say you have a particular image. Okay, so I click on the image and it will actually change the theme for you itself based on the color and picture that you have choose. So you boleh pilih saja like, okay, how's the theme that you want to set it. So you click on apply, and then after that, based on the theme that you have applied also, you can custom it. Okay, what is the text you nak apply, and then the color and size of the text, you know, like at the bottom here. Right. Alright. So the type and colors, so on. And here the layout also, you can actually click on fit to width and actual size of the layout. So this also, if you click on fit to width, so later when you share this link to your client, your audience, they even can actually view it from your mobile ataupun like from your laptop itself. Alright, so it will actually adjust according to your screen size. So that's why it's always advisable to click on fit to width. Alright, so now we actually can look into how the Looker Studio interface looks like. Okay, so all you can click on is lookerstudio.google.com. Alright, so it will direct you to Looker Studio interface. Alright, so this is how Looker Studio looks like. Okay, so Looker Studio, here this create button is actually you can create to click to create report and your dashboard and all. Okay, this reason will show all your list of reason dashboard yang you have created. So as I mentioned, like almost daily I akan guna Looker Studio kan, so that's why I have list of dashboard semua. If let's say you have never used Looker Studio before, so if you log in to lookerstudio.google.com, you actually will have like a empty dashboards here. Like the interface will be empty for you here. And then Chat with Me will have list of dashboard that people have shared with you. And then owned by me is actually will have the number of report yang you create from Looker Studio. And trash is like the reports yang you deleted lah. Alright. This template will actually give you sample templates within Looker Studio. You can create example BigQuery kan. Say example here Meet Recording Insights. So this will give you, if I click on this, okay, so we have like Google Meet dashboard. So you can, it shows like how you actually can create a Google Workspace Meet recording dashboard. So only thing is it's already have actually created the theme, layout and dashboard storyline for you. Only thing is you gonna connect your data source kepada dashboard ni. So it's either you can connect to the data from downloaded in CSV. So use my own data, right? You can click on this and then paste your Excel data or ataupun Google Sheet data. Ataupun you can create a direct connection to your admin console in order to create this. Alright. So now actually I'll demo you how to connect a data source. Okay, we'll click on create and create a report. Okay, I will demo you the sample the university data that I actually showed you previously. Okay, so here when I click create report, right? So it will automatically show source yang mana you nak connect. So as I mentioned to you, there's 800 over data source you boleh connect, right? So you boleh tengok Google connectors. There's 24 Google connector you boleh connect. Alright, and also there's a third party connectors like up to 899 connectors that you can connect directly to Looker Studio. So today I will demo you the easiest one, like Google Sheet, to connect to your dashboard. Alright, so later you can just try it at your place how you want to with your sample data as well. So just you gonna click Google Sheet and then I click to sample enrollment data. Okay, maybe before I connect, I show you how's my enrollment data looks like. Okay, this is the sample student data that I have. Okay, it's by year they enroll, the number of students, program they enroll, gender, ethnicity, country, their disability, nationality, and they also have their invoice payment date and invoice due date, and also whether they have like scholarship versus own payment kind of data and all. Alright, under sheet 2. Sheet 3 is actually an empty sheet. Alright, I don't have anything. So as I mentioned to you earlier, okay, I want to create a sample connection direct to the Google Sheet can. So you just need to since I have this here shown here, I just click sample enrollment demo. If let's say your data is not showing here, you also can type it here, sample enrollment. So it actually gives me this, and then after I select the data source, like which is the Google Sheet, and then you actually, it also ask you yang sheet mana you nak connect, sheet 2 ke sheet 3. As I mentioned earlier, sheet 2 actually have the data, sheet 3 actually is empty, right? So now I just want to connect to sheet 2. Alright, and then lepas I select sheet 2, option here it also asks use first row as your header. So my first row here is the header. So I click yes, I want to use my first row as a header. Include hidden and filter cells. So if let's say you have like any cells been hide ke apa, so I also have include them into my filters. Alright, and then you just need to click on add in order to that data source connect to your dashboard like Looker Studio itself. Alright, let's wait for it to connect. So when it connect, right, it automatically will create one chart for you. You don't really have to wait until like you manually create. It will just automatically create satu chart into to your. Alright. So here this chart is actually, now you can see the data source being added to your dashboard. Alright. Alright. So here you can see the list of chart you can make. Alright. And then also the data source. This is the data source that we have connected, and these are the list of schema, we call it, like the columns dari Google Sheet kan. Like example, kita ada year, name, level, gender. So you boleh tengok here we have like it's actually been sorted in alphabetical order. It's also have year, age, country, disabled, impairment, ethnicity, gender, nationality, all the schema that we have seen in our sources, the Google Sheet, semua ada dalam Looker Studio ni. And it also actually have chosen the type for you. Alright. So you don't really have to like set the type. So it automatically have select the type for you. Alright. So only thing is now you gonna select how you want to do the chart. Okay, example, we create a sample dashboard like how we did. Okay, we go to, sorry. Go back. Okay. Okay, this was our earlier dashboard. Okay. Example, we want to create the yearly enrollment trend. Exactly this chart here. So yearly enrollment chart is first kita kena set the date range dimension. Date range is we gonna set year. Okay. And then the dimension kita nak guna ni year kan. So we select the year as our dimension. Alright. So we have 2021, 2022, 2023. And then kita nak tengok enrollment. Enrollment is we want to see the student. So student is we have a name of student. Kita just have to click on count of students. Okay. Now it's actually showing in table format. Alright. So it's showing you in table format. Here it's in a line chart. So this table kita actually go in, change to line chart. This is a line chart. We have already changed it to line chart. Okay. I think we will do a line chart here. Alright. So now we can see it's actually showing date, month and year. So tapi this showing only year, right? So we actually can go to your matrix dimension here. We can select the date to show only year. Okay, now it's actually showing only year. Okay, 2021 is 136 students, and then 2022 167, and 2023 is 297 students. Same goes as per the sample data that we have already made here. Okay, so and then kita tak nak letak filter kat sini. Let's say I want to delete the filter, I mean like a legend here, because it's only one line. So I only know there's a total number of students. So I pergi kat style, you scroll down to legend. This is legend. So you can actually hide the legend. So you actually manage to hide the legend. And then now I want to create a title for this. I click on the text, and then what is this? Yearly enrollment trend. So I type saja yearly enrollment trend. Okay. And this I can select, and then I want to set alignment to kat middle, and then I change the text type to let's say Verdana, and then I want to make the size bigger. Nampak besar sikit kan? Oh, yang ni besar sangat. Okay, let's say yang ni. Okay, just nice. And then I nak bold yang ni. Okay. Alright. And then if you also boleh change color. Example, you nak set it to show in blue. Okay. So and then you can adjust the size. Alright. Okay. This is just sample. Alright. So I'm just creating simple chart sahaja. Alright. So this is the title and this is one of the chart already. And example, sekarang you nak add a drop down. Okay. So I nak add a drop down showing apa gender dia. Okay. So you can create a gender. So here you can see all the list of sources kan. So from here you nak tengok gender, you can drag the gender field to control field here. Okay, so here it will actually have the list of gender type here, and then this shows the name. It shows actually the matrix shows the list of students. So you also can rename this student. Sebab name means your audience won't understand what name means. So you can actually mention its number of students. So you can see there's 270 male students and there's a female of 330. Without you filter anything from the drop down itself, masa you actually tekan drop down saja, you boleh tengok, okay, female student total berapa orang, male student total berapa orang. Alright, and then on the filter wise, you also can add berapa banyak filter you nak pun you boleh add. Okay, gender, and then let's say you nak tengok qualification. Okay, you just ambil qualification, pergi kat control field, you just can add qualification. You can see SPM A-level, STPM O-level students. So when you click on A-level, it will only show A-level student for the 3 years in the chart. Okay, that's how interactive it is. Alright, and then as I mentioned, date range control, you also can add a date range control. So you can set it default to show last year. So every time you see the dashboard, it will only show data of last year. If let's say you set up the default date range, then it will show the total data yang available dalam data source. So sekarang dalam data source kita ada 3 years punya data from 2021 sampai 2023, right? So you have all this data for 3 years being shown in the data. Tapi if let's say the default you set it for last year ataupun year 2022 sahaja, example here I go to year 2022 January, I click on 1st January sampai okay lah, let's say 2023 December. Okay, so by default it will show 2 years punya data. Alright, but then in the year filter I can actually filter again to show only last year also. Okay, when I click on this, it will show last year data alone. Tapi later when I refresh the dashboard, it will set back to the default date range yang kita set. Earlier I set it to 2022 sampai 2023, right? So lepas I refresh, you can see that 2022 sampai 2023's data will be shown for you by default. So okay. So now I change it back to auto data range. That means it will show the full data yang available. Alright, and then also this one, let's say I want to change the style. Okay, style line chart ni I nak tukar kepada bar chart pun boleh, and I nak tukar warna kepada hijau, and then show data label. I can click data label, um, and then also I can set the grid line. Okay, let's say I want to show it in red or purple, the axis, and also I wanna, let's say kita dalam chart ni I nak remove the grid line kat belakang. So I just can click on this grid and then go click on transparent. So there will be like empty kat belakang. There's no grid. And then let's say there's the background I nak actually make it gray. So this background for this grid will be gray. And then the background of this particular chart alone I nak tukar jadi warna biru, let's say. It will be this. So ugly. Apa? I just want to show demo saja. Alright. So this is how the background color also you boleh change, and also the shape of the chart itself. Let's say this theme I make it black, so you can see the chart itself. Like I have adjusted to show curvy kat belakang kan, the chart by 50, let's say. You can see how the chart size actually changed also for this. Alright, so yeah, I think we have seen the demo. Okay, so sekarang I just want to summarize. So I believe you will have like some sort of like a view on how actually visualization with Looker Studio works, and how we connect data, and how we actually create the dashboard ataupun the charts and create your storylines with Looker Studio. So now I just want to summarize a bit. Okay, how you actually tell a story with Looker Studio is, first thing you need to have a data. Okay, and with the data you connect to Looker Studio, you create your story, how you wanna present your story kepada audience you with with the chart, and also with your data and all. Okay, you arrange those charts and graphs how you wanna story it to your audience, and then you make it interactive. You make it interactive as in like click on. When I say interactive and dynamic is when you click on one particular chart, the whole page actually responds based on the selection that you have made. So that's how interactive that Looker Studio can be, and that's how you actually can create your story to your audience as well. Alright, and then you also can add image and links to your dashboard in order to show, okay, example like tadi I mentioned you boleh add your logo of your organisation, and also let's say you mention okay berapa banyak lelaki, berapa banyak perempuan kan, so kat situ you boleh add gambar lelaki, gambar perempuan and all. Okay, and then you can add text and all, annotation, brand to your report with text and images, like title to your charts, and also your page itself, like how you want to brand it and all. And then finally you add you customize and change the theme and layout of your dashboard. So this is the step on creating the data story with Looker Studio. So with following these 5 steps, you actually can create a storyline using Looker Studio, and also a visualization, not limit to Looker Studio, tapi you can use any visualization tool, but then this is the mandatory step in order to create a data storyline. Okay, but here we want to mention that Looker Studio, how easy Looker Studio can be. Even you can actually let's say you don't want to use for organization, you know, just guna untuk personal use. So you can also actually can track your expenses, monthly expenses and all. You can visualize using Looker Studio with your monthly expense data. Alright, that's when you actually boleh track how you actually been how's your plan on expense, and how much you've been saving and all kind of things. So from this you boleh control and make decision, as in for your personal use itself, boleh ambil decision like, okay, where you need to like limit your expense, and then where you need to like save more, where you can actually cut down your expense more. Alright, I believe you all have a better understanding on Looker Studio and also creating data story itself with your data. So I think I'd like to complete my session here. So is there any question for you all? Open for questions sekarang. You all have any questions?
Petra, I think
Yep.
Google Chat ada 2 soalan.
Alright, okay, maybe stop sharing dulu. Alright. Where Looker Studio refresh time still 15 minutes kan paling cepat. Huh? No, actually refresh time dia it's a few seconds only. Who said 15 minit? Actually, all this while it wasn't 15 minit. It's always fast. So if your data size is besar sangat kan, so it might take a few additional seconds, like example like maybe 30 seconds or what, but takkan sampai 15 minit lah. But as I mentioned, to optimize your data refresh kan, so to one thing is you can connect your data source directly to Power BI. Looker Studio. But this is if let's say your data size is very big. Let's say besar sangat your data size is, then it will actually in order to refresh your data, it will take some time. But then that's why we have BigQuery, where you actually can connect your data source direct kepada BigQuery. BigQuery connect kepada Looker Studio is where like you actually can optimize your data and reduce the refresh time limit on your data size itself. But even if you connect your data source direct to Looker Studio, it won't take up to 15 minutes. I can guarantee you. Maybe if it's too large also will take maximum 1-2 minutes lah. Yeah, but in order to optimize this, that's why we will encourage to have BigQuery to dump all your data source in BigQuery first. Alright. And another question is, transactional DB can connect directly to Looker? Yes, transactional DB also can connect directly to Looker. Maybe I can share my screen and show you macam mana nak connect. Okay, example. As I mentioned to you, we go to add data. Okay, we click on add data. Alright, we click on add data. There's the transactional DB example, Cloud SQL for MySQL. Okay, so you click on let's say you want to connect your MySQL. So you click on MySQL saja, you add your MySQL instant name. This is the name that you want to give to your MySQL. Okay, MySQL one tag. Okay, so and then you just letak je all the credential, DB, username, password, and then you create the connection and it will automatically create your DB server. Alright, and then from there you actually can connect to which data set and table that you want to connect to Looker Studio directly. So it actually can create direct connection to your DB as well. Alright, I think so there's another question that's also maksud saya for first sheet, data sort. The data refresh by default is 50 minutes, not real time. Okay, data refresh by default is 50 minutes, not real time. So that means maybe to understand your question better, so you're trying to say data refresh dalam Google Sheet tu 15 minutes, or data refresh is from Google Sheet to Looker Studio is 15 minutes. Which one? from Google Sheet to Looker Studio? No, it will be immediate actually. Okay, example again. Let's say, okay, example, I have this data connected to, okay, I have example, I'm creating a dummy data now. Okay, I have number, uh, product, let's say product, and then sales. Okay, and then number 1, 2, 3. Okay, product A, B, C, and then sales. Okay, and also drag. Okay, let's say I nak add this particular data kepada Looker Studio directly. Okay, let's wait. Okay, I just click on add data. Okay, I click Google Sheet, and then it's actually under sample enrollment demo. So sekarang I created a data kat sheet 3, right? So I click on sheet 3, I add the data. Okay. So lepas I add the data, I create a chart, let's say. I create a page. Okay, I change the theme to a brighter color dulu. Okay. Alright. So I add a chart example. Okay. I add a table dulu just to show you how the data looks like. So sekarang kita dah add the data source kat Looker Studio kan. I ada number, product, sales. Okay. So I letak product and then I letak sales kat sini dalam matrix. So I boleh tengok so ABC was the sales. Alright. Tapi sekarang let's say I nak add lagi satu data. Okay, 4, 5, 6. Alright. I have the same, okay, tak apa. I add D, E, F, let's say. Okay, I have another numbers. Okay, sekarang this is actually the new data. Example, there's 3 rows of new data I dah tambah. Okay, let's see how fast it's actually update Looker Studio. So sekarang I dah add data kat data source saya. Sekarang kat Looker Studio, I pergi click on refresh data. So you see, we have the new data also update kat Looker Studio sekarang. So that means like it ambil what, like 1-2 seconds saja. So the refresh time is very fast depending on your data size, tapi tak akan ambil masa sampai 15 minit lah. Alright. And then so from Google Sheet, can we limit access for embedded report to user who had logging into system or portal not open to public? For embed, lepas you embed tu, whoever have the access to that portal, like I mean like it's actually portal itself will be public, right? So when you embed that particular page, you can limit the embed to a certain page, not to the whole dashboard itself. But from the public to certain people is something that you cannot limit to. So what you can do is, you can create a separate page on the dashboard itself. Like example, so as I mentioned, you can create like a embedding like certain info, right? So whichever you want to embed to public, you can create on the page. Example, add a page kat sini, and then just whichever you want to make it public, you just display yang you want to make it public only, and then you embed that particular report to your portal. But then you cannot limit the access on who to view the embedded report, because when you embed, it will be available to public, right? But then you can limit what you want to show. Alright. Okay, so next question is For example, right, my data source from Google Sheet, when the data changes has been made to my Google Sheet, it's also reflect in the Google Studio, right? Yes. As I showed example earlier, okay, masa I tambah data kepada Google Sheet ni, it was auto updated to my report here, right? This table here. So whatever data you have updated to your data source, it will auto update to your Looker Studio dashboard also. Example for A, right? From sales 1000, I nak tukar jadi 5000. Okay, let's see whether it changes or not. So A now it's showing 1000. So lepas I dah click on refresh data, it's actually for A it will show 5000. So you see it also changes according to whatever changes you have made to the your data source. Alright, so yes, it will do. Can data on time to be transferred via defect query without import to Google server? So data on-prem transfer via defect query, right? So you still need to choose your source. Alright, as an example, you have like transactional DB. So in transactional DB, you can just create your data and then you can push it to Looker Studio. And you also can create your query within your transactional DB and then you can actually import that data to Looker Studio. Alright, yes, it's also doable without using Google server. Yes, because Google server isn't you mean on using the DBs and all, right? So we don't have to use any sources, GCP sources. You can directly connect to Looker Studio directly with your sources, whichever your sources are. So the sources are limited to the list of sources that I've mentioned here. 24 Google connector and also third-party connector, whichever they are. Alright. Any other question? I think so. Ada apa-apa soalan lain tak? Dalam sample dashboard ada menu sebelah kiri. Okay. Oh, yang okay, wait. I share again. This one, right? Okay. Yang ni, okay, you pergi kat edit, okay. Lepas you pergi kat edit, you click on page. Page kat atas ni, page 1 to 5. So it shows number of pages. Okay, all your pages kat sini. Since I have edit access, I boleh tengok the list of pages that I have hide also. Okay, so people who have view access, masa I view tu, it will actually hide all the page that I don't want to show. Okay, sebab tu you ada number 1, 2, 3 saja, tak sampai nombor 5. Okay, so kat sini you boleh go and amend like what you want to name the page as. So kat sini I actually name it student enrollment overview, and then I can select icon also. So let's say student enrollment. So I nak letak description, let's say has this description lah. Okay, and this is this icon limited to what Google has provided. You cannot add your own image or what. Alright, so you can actually you boleh pilih dari apa icon yang di suggest oleh Google. So kat sini, let's say I click on description, I apply je. So when you go to view, you can see all the page actually have this icon to the page, and the page name you actually can edit by going to the edit and then page, and also just edit here by writing whatever you want to name the page as. Okay, so this is how you edit the page. Alright, next question is there any place or URL that share nice looking dashboard template? So okay, dashboard template is the Looker Studio. Okay, dalam Looker Studio you have this. When you go to Looker Studio interface itself, you boleh pergi kat template. You can see the list of template they have suggested here. Okay, for Google Sheet you have like this type of few templates. And but then if let's say you wanna have a different template, this one is ready-made template for you, so you don't really have to find how you wanna place your story and all. Tapi if let's say you just want to look at the design and you want to create your own template, you always go and do a Google search sample dashboard template. Okay. And you click on image, you can see all kind of template that you want. So you can pilih how you want to create your dashboard look like. Okay. So this is how you want to see the template and all. So this is like, it's the easiest way you can get a sample template. Alright. So is there, okay. And macam mana, next question is macam mana nak link dashboard dengan Google App Sheet. Okay. So Google App Sheet is how? This is how you actually connect to your App Sheet. As I mentioned, the add data source, right? You pergi kepada add data source, you boleh tengok sini ada App Sheet kan? You click on App Sheet and you, I don't have App Sheet authorized here, so I click on App Sheet. I connect to my App Sheet. Alright, I allow. So and then it will show. Lepas you connect the App Sheet to your Looker Studio, it will ask what are the application that you want to connect to your Looker Studio. Here I don't have any application in my App Sheet, that's why I don't have anything. But if let's say you have, then you just can boleh pilih dari apa drop down yang you ada, yang you have already created within your App Sheet. And then lepas you dah select apa App Sheet yang you nak connect, then you click on next and you can start visualizing your data dari App Sheet itself. So it's all about clicking on data, pilih je apa-apa data source yang you nak connect, and you can lepas you click and then input your credentials, and you boleh start creating your visualization from your data that you have connected. Alright. So Google Sheet data for Looker Studio. What is the best practice to prepare? So the best practice is we'll need to clean up the data. Clean up the data as in cleaning up data best practice is okay. You have all the data. Okay, the first row as your data label. Alright. Okay, and every column has only the same format. Example kan, year, example date column ni sometimes you ada text file date, like example key 1 September 2023, and then suddenly ada 1 stroke September 9 stroke 2023, this kind of thing. So I would say to have a standardized format every column, and then make sure if there is null column, you make sure example like untuk date, if you have null, make sure ada empty, leave it empty saja, ataupun if empty, standardize it to, if it's empty, just put a dash ataupun name the date column as a particular specific date. Sebab only if you put especially right, yeah, untuk date column, when you specify it at a date and then suddenly you letak je dash itu is a form of text, yang lain semua is a form of date. So when it converts to Looker Studio, it will be confused. So it will treat your year column as a text column. So nanti if you want to show it as a year, it will be very difficult. So if there's no any date, I would suggest you just put a very weird date, like example 19,111. Well, this kind of date. So yang ni date yang like a very weird date, which is you will know nanti if yang date ni pop out tu, you tahu yang tu null date. Okay, ataupun you just leave it null. So this is one of the example I'm saying. So for this is actually so the main thing is you need to maintain dalam satu format sahaja and make sure all the data are being classified in one format, and also the first row is your header, and also there's no merge cell. If it's merge cells, then later masa you connect kepada Looker Studio, some of the data will be missing. So everything should be without merging and unmerged cells. So if you have merged cells, I would suggest you to connect to BigQuery. That's where you can build a nested data, right? Nested data query. So it will identify your merged data. But if you want to connect direct Google Sheet kepada Looker Studio, you will need to upload unmerged data. So I think that's all. So is there any other question? Can we do a data relation if we have more than one table? Yes, you can do that. Okay, I tak tunjuk yang tu, right? Okay, maybe I can show here. Okay. Alright, oh sorry. Lepas you edit, right? Example, I want to show sample. Okay. I have this data. Let it load. Okay, I have this data. I nak buat relation. I click on, I have one data. I click on blend data. I click on blend data. There's this table, and then I join another data set. Since I only have like one data being added to this, I click on this enrollment sample data itself. Okay, and then I click on whatever yang dimension dengan key matrix yang I nak tunjuk tu dalam this particular table. Okay, let's say I nak pilih country and also the names, and then from this join type I actually can pilih how left join ke right join or inner join, full outer, across, everything. So I pilih lefter join, and here I pilih from table 1 what based on the lefter join based on country name, and then the table 2 also will include country name, and I save. And this way I create a blend data. I call it blend data enrollment. Okay, so I name it and I save it. So I believe this data has no any matching numbers. That's why it's actually showing error. But if you have a matching data, then later you will have like a okay, maybe I show. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I remove this. Okay, country, and then matrix, I nak tunjuk some of the names. Okay, but I'm not sure what data I blend. Sebab tu it's showing error. But then if you are actually blending the right data, you can actually create a relation with those data. Alright. Tapi maybe I can show a sample of data that I have already created. Okay, this is sample dashboard. I can show you. I created a relation. Okay, I created a blended data. Example, I have medical visit data. Alright, and then I blend dengan random stuff. I just now changed the staff number in a random staff mode. So I created a random staff data and then I combine it as a lefter join, and then I created this blend data, relation data, and then I created a chart with this relation data. Okay. So this is the relation data that I created. So when you have the right data and you created a relation with that, you will be able to see. Tapi tadi I tak pasti apa data, I simply add those data. So it doesn't have the relation. So when you don't have the relation, this is where it will show error macam ni. It failed to fetch the data from the underlying data set sebab yang tu tak ada data langsung, and it cannot create any relation sebab tu it's showing error. Okay? So this is how you create your relation data. How do we have a projection data? Projection data as in, like, sorry, I don't understand apa, what do you mean by projection data? Hello? Yeah.
I think maybe Cik Khairil boleh drop
Yeah.
email kalau nak lebih detail untuk tanya soalan.
Boleh juga. Yes. Yeah, I think that's all for the day. I think like we don't have any additional questions for now. Tapi let's say later if you have any questions, you all just can drop us an email, and I'll be very much interested in explaining to all your doubts. Okay. I think that's all from my end. I'll pass it to Shira for the rest. All right. Thank you.